We are live. Holy shit. Happy Saturday, everybody. It's your boy Joseph Sunderman sitting here in the home studio today, away from the city and all the noise. But I am going to try to start doing more of a hybrid home office studio back and forth. I mean, I already do it a lot traveling wise, but it'd be nice if I had the studio. Every time I go to the studio, it takes me about 20 minutes. I got it down to about 20 minutes to get set up to where I can start streaming. So, and then even then, it's hit and miss if I can stream. But why are you streaming, Joe? You get on here and then you start working and you're quiet. Nobody's going to watch you be quiet. Like, I think it's more around me just getting comfortable. Like, nodding out, sleeping because I'm getting tired from reading the screen, or drooling, or like who gives a fuck anymore? It's all out there now. At least I haven't, like, my drawers haven't dropped on the screen or something, something crazy like that. Also, like, why are you streaming? Like, what's your point? Some people play games. The point is to watch them playing their games. And I also have to get rid of this fucking TV. I got a bad TV and I want to get a new TV. I want to get the new iPhone. There's so many things I have on my list of things I want to get, and yeah. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to think or do anymore. It feels like the whole foundation keeps shifting. I got full custody of my son in November. It's not even been a year yet. And the second I get my son here, the wife, she just, like, she was already shut down for a few years, just depressed. But once we got full custody of my son, like, I'm afraid to talk about what goes on here, because I've been so in fear about how I act and how I am, and that's why our household is so distraught. I am so, like, God, like, how years in this gray cloud, and just trying to, you can't make people happy. I do have a streak. I have a streak of choosing women that shut down, that don't want to. And me, I'm a provider. I work hard, and that's how I show my affection. That's how I show my love. I do for, I'm a very physical person. So, I've been getting crumbs for years because it was so good in the beginning. God, wasn't it so good in the beginning? And that's what I keep telling myself, like, just find a way to connect back to that. You'll get there. 7 years into a marriage. Yeah, like, it's a lot. Trying to be a good husband, good father, good business person. It's we all do the best we can with what we got. But for me, I have a lot of aspirations that don't rely on the marriage. The marriage is there. Like, Oktoberfest is today. My God, I would love to go to Oktoberfest with a wife. My God, I would love to go on a date night and go to a beautiful restaurant downtown somewhere, one that we haven't been to, that, why do we have to spend $200 through the week on fast food? Why can't we save that for the weekend, eat healthy, feel good, and live I just want to live I want to enjoy my experience. Laying on the couch and playing a little sugar game, whatever, move the pills over and things explode. Like I get it. The dopamine fix you get from that's got to be amazing. Could you imagine the dopamine fix you'd get from going downtown and going to a beautiful restaurant, going for a walk after, and just like experience life. I don't know. And then we never do anything, and that's put on me. Like it gets to a point to where someone turns you into a narcissist, and all you're doing is trying to live a normal fucking life. So the avoidant and the secure attachment style, can they coexist? I know that the anxious style and the avoidant style, that's a tough one. And that's where we were at the beginning of this marriage. And I would like to lean more towards secure attachment style. Like, my wife wants a divorce. She's saying she doesn't want a divorce. She wants to be family friends. Good family friends. So can't we just keep everything the way it is and just be friends and live separately, but stay married because I need insurance? But like, if you do a deep dive on the big picture of things, like I love her to death, but marriage takes, you don't need love for a solid marriage, but in my book, I want it there. So love has to be there. Finances, shared finances, which is something I didn't want to do because I've been in relationships with women in the past, and what happens is they get so reliant and they shut down and they just feed off of you. And then when you say, hey, this isn't healthy, this isn't good, they treat you like you're a monster for wanting them to participate in this human experience, and then I'm the bad guy. Now, I have a lot of trauma, and I have went off on this woman's kids. The first time I really went off on them is when my son finally gets here, and he's dying for attention. His mom wasn't doing things with him. She was sitting on her phone. He was running around playing by himself. There's kids now, and he wants to play with them. And her two boys, because her boys are, very rowdy, like they're basically bullies, beating my son like closed fist. I heard about it on the trampoline thinking they were having fun. I look out the window hoping to see like my son playing with his two new stepbrothers and everybody having fun, and no, they're fucking punching him in the back, and he's running around scared saying, can we just play? And I fucking lost it. But I'm the bad guy. Babied the boys like they were just beaten, while my son's going, I just got everybody in trouble and I can't bring this up again. Yeah, I've tried to be a good husband, and I want to encourage a home culture of safety and happiness. Sundermans are scapegoats, so we're here to provide and to be blamed. And that's a shitty thing to tell yourself. Anyway, for me, I have built some great relationships. I've struggled with those relationships on the business side. But the conversations I have had with the owners of the businesses that I support, I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be fine. I have plenty of time. I've lost all this weight. I've gotten my child support's all caught up. My taxes are good. And then I'm told that I'm coming out of this marriage winning and she's losing because she has to get rid of her car during this bankruptcy. She has to. She doesn't have any money. She's so far in debt, and here I'm coming out of this. I'm coming out of this stronger and more secure than I've ever been in my life. And she's looking at me going, how dare you? It's not fair. If it's not fair that you've sat around for 3 years, and I don't, it's not like she did it on purpose, intentionally. She's hurting. She's in a lot of pain. She's angry at the world. My wife's in a very dark place, and she expects me just to leave her like this. I will not do it. I love her too much. I mean, I'm not happy with it, the situation at all. And I want us to be healthy, but that's on her. I can't force it. I came back from South by Southwest, and my son was upstairs alone in bed sleeping, and had a letter on my counter. She left me. Then ever since, she's been around every day, but not here. I mean, she's been here. She's stayed here. She's coming home. Now she's not coming home. She's coming home. She's not coming home. It's been since March. We're halfway through September. I'm shutting down Icora. I'm starting a whole new business venture with all these businesses. I got all this going on. I got my child case with my daughter Olivia, it's been going on for 5 years, and I'm trying to keep my shit together. It's okay. We persevere. Oh my God, it's been 2 years since we shot that film already? Jesus. Jesus, hot mess. Alright, so today, what do we have to do? We have to send out the invite for the partner meeting, get my documentation together for my goddamn bankruptcy. Oh, shit. Oh, and by the way, my fucking back and my shoulder, this last 2 weeks with my back has been a fucking nightmare. It gave out on me, and I couldn't even bend over and pick up my shoes. And all that was a reminder of, God, it'd be nice if someone was around here to help me, because I remember there was like 3 months she couldn't even fucking put on her shoes, hardly nothing, and I was there to help constantly. Like, I need somebody that's going to help me when I'm down. Yeah, I do love her, and I want us to work it out. But I want her to own her part. I want her to be accountable, and I don't think that's going to happen. And here I am talking about it online. I haven't talked about it once until now. But at this point, I'm just... It's old news. Oh, yeah, and check this out. Melissa has dragged this thing out in court for all these years. All Olivia wanted was to be here more. Daddy, can I please stay longer? We filed when she was 11. She is 17 now. Well, I shouldn't say she was 11. She was turning 12 literally 2 weeks. So from the time she was 12 until she's 17. She turns 18 in April. We filed in March of 2020. That's when we filed. And then in April, her birthday, April 4th, so literally she was basically 12 when we filed, the pandemic hits. Courts are like, pew! I'm being kept from my kids because, oh, there's a pandemic now. You can't take care of a kid. You're just a parent who I'm going to treat like a... Yeah, you know what? Why? Why is this... Why? When I was a kid, I get it. I had no control. I had to go to the foster care. I had to live with this fucking angry woman that called me a faggot every fucking morning. Oh, look. Joseph, I know this is not how you wanted things to happen. And I acknowledge that. I promise not to spring a big decision on you. For that, I am sorry. Just lying to my face. That's somebody that is deeply rooted in avoiding anything. Because when they have that deep conversation, who do they have to face? Because I'm not someone that's going to placate. Although she has been steamrolling me for a very long time. I'm aware of it. And that's why I'm encouraging her to get help, because I know that there's these windows where my wife comes through. You ever seen the movie Notebook? It feels a lot like that. And when she comes through and she opens up and she's vulnerable and she's taking accountability for what she does. That's my wife. Like, whoa, where have you been? We have so much to build. Please don't go. And then something happens and she's gone. It doesn't even have to include me, just something happens. It's her emotions. It drives her every fucking... Letting your emotions drive you is, trust me, first-hand experience. That's my reaction. That's why I would flip out on somebody if things weren't going well. And it was encouraged to the point because I was getting results, but at what cost? Here's my agreement with my business partner. When I split up from him and started my own company, he wasn't happy with this. Yeah, I kind of want to keep these letters together. Oh, and then, I'm told counseling, go to counseling. I'm like, yeah, I think counseling is important, and I'm going to go to counseling. And I found a guy that I actually liked, and I was going to him. I mean, I'm always like, I want professional. I want people that do their job well. And this guy seemed very... If you ever watch that movie with Robin Williams, what's that fucking... He goes to school or whatever it is. He's like super smart. Anyway. How Do You Like Them Apples? That movie. Yeah. Well, I was like, just because he's not sitting here with a fancy computer and he's got his old iPad and this old office that used to be a church and it's a shared space and there's, it looks like, it just looks like it's an old rundown building, but yet, he's showing up every week. He's there and he's on time and he's doing his job, and at least I was hoping he was doing his job. Go to him for 2 years, and when it's like the courts are like, well, if you're going to counseling, we want your records. I sign things, say, go ahead, take my records. The guy doesn't send them. He calls me up after I send him a message saying, "Hey, I really need you to send these. Like, I already signed the paperwork. Just send them whatever they're asking for." He doesn't even fucking keep logs. 2 years, and this guy has nothing nothing tangible to say, "Here you go." So what does he do? He writes something up to give to the courts. As I'm reading through this, I was like, Jesus. Jesus. I know I'm an asshole. This personally has developed around acquiring individualized power for self-protection. Disavowing and hiding vulnerability. And presenting himself as worthwhile. These are survival skills, and despite their ineffectiveness in day-to-day interactions, trusted. Pathways of change are evolving slowly. Yeah. I do want to control things. I want to wake up and know that when I go to work, this is what I'm going to work on today. Now, I cannot always guarantee that that's how it's going to go. But with what is within my control, I'm going to control it. With intent and purpose. Because I've said since I was a kid, if I'm going to do it, if it's going to have my name on it, I'm going to make it worthwhile. Since I was in my teens, I've been saying this. If I'm going to learn how to play guitar, I'm going to learn how to do it. I'm going to learn how to do it well. If I'm going to learn how to play drums, I'm going to learn how to do it well. If I'm going to sing, I'm going to be a good singer. I'm going to put effort. I'm going to do it with intent. If I'm going to learn these computers, I'm going to learn how they think. I'm all the way down to the zeros and ones. Circuitry, capacitors, how everything's regulated, how everything's just a little blip of energy. Lights. It's crazy. All these little zeros and ones, like on-off switches, creating a full picture. And logically, that makes sense to me. We have this many pixels. We're going to put this color in this pixel with this amount of brightness. And and if you see the images that I'm taking, think of the sensors and their capabilities to capture that specific point of light and to get the color just right, the light just right, the shape, everything. Capturing that in a way, like, that's how, I don't know, it's a crazy fucking world we're living in. Isn't this a wild experience, everybody? Like, existence, what's the fucking point? That's what I say. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on continue to make myself better. I believe I'm worthwhile because I am worthwhile. And maybe it is some kind of mechanism or whatever. Yep. The Seoul edition. I love Japanese culture. You know, my daughter and I, she's wanted to go to Japan, and I promised her when she's old enough, we'll go. And now I'm finally at a point to where we can actually go. But I haven't talked to her in over a year. That's okay. I hope that someday she, as she gets older, she realizes how much I loved her and how much, teaching her to ride a bike, teaching her how to climb her bunk bed, teaching her how to drive a car, teaching her all these things, to do them gracefully, to do things with purpose and intent. I know I've distilled some of that. She didn't just get my genes. I'm not just a fucking sperm donor, even though that's what they wanted me to be. That's all they wanted me to be. That's all she is allowed for me to be. So be it. Oh. Yeah, all these songs are making me want to grind. All right. All right. So, this is not what I was looking for. Okay. I'm officially losing my shit. Like, I literally can't find my paperwork. Yeah. Sunderman, you're such a fucking mess. Get your fucking shit together, dude. Come on. Found it. Woo! Oh shit. Ah. My bad. I was looking for some documents. Oliver, is that right? I believe that was your name. Yeah, I just got on Twitch just to see if you actually do anything on Twitch. I didn't see any videos or anything. I saw there was a way to chat with you. I'm not a big Twitch guy. I want to stream. I know Twitch is a big streaming platform. And I could stream game playing and stuff like that. Destiny is my jam. I'm a day one, Destiny beta player. Like, Destiny was my shit. I jammed on that thing hard. Anyway. Just on here, enjoying my life, getting some shit done. So, yeah. Alright. Christina David. Not sure who you are. Yes, mate. Yes, mate. Alright. Well, I missed him. Hopefully he's here again next time. I have a really nice pair of Ray-Ban sunglasses that have the Chromance coating on them, and what I'm hoping is that the left arm that goes over your ear, like the things that fold out, it snapped off and it broke, like the little metal wires inside of it or something snapped. Anyway, does Ray-Ban do anything if you have all the pieces to your nice glasses? Will they fix it? Because I think it just needs that part.
Yeah, absolutely. Ray-Ban actually does have a repair service. So if you have all the pieces and it's basically just that one arm that broke off, you can definitely contact their customer service and they'll usually let you send it in. They'll do an evaluation, and if it's a pretty straightforward fix, they'll just replace that part for you. Sometimes there's a small fee involved, but if it's under warranty or if it's just a simple part replacement, they can usually handle it. So definitely reach out to them and see what they can do.
Can you go ahead and get me what link I need specifically, so I can download that and or access that portal and submit that claim?
Sure thing. You can head over to the Ray-Ban repair portal at customersupport.luxottica.com. That's their official site for submitting a repair request, so you can just follow the steps there to get your sunglasses sorted out.
Oh shit! What? You're working on a Saturday, boss? That's crazy. So, what kind of call did you just get off of? Yeah, I am preparing for my bankruptcy and trying to save my marriage. Yeah, things are not great right now, but resentment builds up on both parts. I'm resentful towards her; she's resentful towards me, and we love each other very much. But yeah, apparently I don't respect boundaries and things of that nature. I'm not feeling 100%, so I am working from home. How are you? That's like right now, I am getting some work done. Working on my bankruptcy is, some people would say that's not work. To me, it's all work, right? Life, work. They say life work balance. With the creative tech, the platform I'm creating, we don't do work life balance. I mean, sometimes you have to, if your work does not allow you to have what I call a fabric but what we want is a work-life fabric. As you're working, can you live life as well? Or as you're living life, are you able to do some work? Like, for instance, we go to the beach once or twice a year. This year has been bad, and yes, we could have went a few times, but things are just not great right now, both in home and business-wise. Business is fine. Business is pretty much just not growing right now, just due to everything going on. Fuck life. It's so hard. So what is it that you do, my friend? Like, because that's what I do. I empower others. And, even if you were a billionaire and had everything you ever wanted, there's still struggles. You still have relationships. You still need to have a sense of purpose. Just because you have money doesn't mean you have purpose. Serving others is it's in our DNA. So you have to serve yourself. Keep yourself healthy. Keep yourself rested. Keep yourself mature and grow. Break those boundaries. Evolve. Because as you evolve, you're teaching those and empowering those, And here's the problem. When you don't have the right mindset, or you don't have the right mentality or the right lens to shoot everything through, you can come off arrogant and talking down to people. I want to breathe life into people, and I love what you say here. You work for others to give yourself purpose. I don't want control of your thing. You want your thing to have a certain result or a certain output, to have this polish to it. Watching you wield it and try it on your own. Now, I could take it from you, and I can polish it and make it all, give it back to you, say it's yours, it's great. But it will start to dull over time. It will start to, it will, if it's not maintained. So people come to you, and if you just do the thing for them, it's like that whole teach a man to fish type thing, right? So I do this with businesses. I go into a company and say, you have no idea what's going on with your technology, and you're the leadership of the company. Own it. It's your tech stack. A lot of times it's not. Their technology is in all these third-party providers, and they're paying other people, and if they want to switch because they're not happy with that provider, well, then they have to such a dramatic hit on the business, because they don't own the thing that the people were doing it. They own it that we're doing it, and now that they don't want to do it here, they got to go over here. What I do is I say, hey, business, you own your own tech stack. Let's set it up to where you own it. I'm going to manage it for you, but it's yours. It's your Microsoft 365. It's your phone system. You're paying the phone service provider directly for the SIP and dial tone. You don't have to go to Verizon or Spectrum or Altifiber. You don't have to go to any of these big companies that charge so much for a medium that is like Twilio is amazing. SIP, Elastic SIP, all day long. You can make bank on a phone company alone. Like, and here I was trying to be a phone company, a backup company, a security company, a remote monitoring company. Like, I had all these services, like everything. I'm like, why won't we just make the client own all this stuff, pay for themselves, and they pay us to manage it all? Well, they don't value what we do. They just see it as like, oh, well, if it's not working here, just move it somewhere else. To them, it's just a computer screen, and it's all easy on the back. Like, they don't get it. And that's the point. Help them get it. I can speak from experience. I was one of those kids on fire that didn't have a degree, and they're hungry. They don't want to go through life a certain way, so they are on their grind. I love it. And I hope someday you and I can actually have a conversation, because I'm just excited, because from what you've shared with me, obviously you are interacting, engaging with a lot of people. Money doesn't equate to just to, oh, I have all this money and it just sits here. It's not, it's fluid. Money goes through you. Now, you can pile it up if you want, but all you're doing is piling up efforts waiting to be had. Like, money should be flowing. It's all it is. It's current. It's a current, right? Like water flows. There's an undercurrent that pulls. Where's your money coming in, and how's it flowing out? And the more you flow in, more than likely, the more you're about to flow out, because then you have to manage those systems everywhere. Like, it's just one big, huge funnel. And what I like to do is make sure that money's moving. Don't let it sit stagnant. Put it into some IRA or do something with that money. So I know if you are a very high person of wealth or whatever it is, that means there's a shit ton of effort flowing somewhere. And I know there's a piece of that pie that I could help those efforts somehow improve. And anyway, you get the picture. I'll be right back. I gotta go upstairs for a second. Yeah, if your money's just sitting there, what's like that? You should be out enjoying it, spending it to have fun, which puts it back into the flow. That business now has they bring it in, they give it to themselves and their families and pay off their bills, and it flow like it's all flowing at all times through all like it's such a beautiful thing. And the more flowing through you, it's not about how much money you have in your bank right now. You know, a lot of people, my partner, my business partner, if the client was willing to write a check for 15 grand, do it. Done deal. Get it done. All at once. 15 grand. Here you go. Do the job. Next year, they'll give you another 15 grand. And you got to do the job for the whole year. Now, that's great. I love it. I think of it like a bonus once a year. But for me, I prefer to have that $15,000 stretched over monthly payments. Because at the first of every month, I want boom. So every month I want to make that number bigger. So you can give me that $15,000 a year, that's great, but what does that do for my monthly recurring revenue? I know it's dumb. And cash is king. And if they're willing to pay up front, take the money now. And maybe that's a lot of my own traumas and shit from the past, which is why I'm like that, because I spend it as soon as I get it, and I don't want to hold on to it because I can't hold on to it. There's so many of us like that, isn't there? Lack of discipline with your finances. Even now, I have a broken OLED TV. I'm like, do I really want to go out and spend another $1,000 on a new TV? I don't even have that right now with how things are going. Like, I mean, I literally could go to the store right now and buy it. But if I did that, I'm going to fuck myself in other areas. So, no, don't do that. Life is just hard, man. Fuck did I put that title? I got my car title and then I lost it. And I need that to do this week, and I'm going to fucking freak the fuck out. That's a new one. Money has karma. I keep telling myself the same thing, and I'm glad good things have come for you. And genuinely, I do want to hear your story. I would love to connect and chat sometime. I don't know if you're already gone or not, but if you're still around, yeah, like I need a circle of people around me. Like, and I do. I have some great business owners. I don't know what level of business you're working in, and I can only imagine. Like, imagine if the brand you were working on was like something I'm like super into, and like how awesome that would be. But you never know. And I do believe something good is going to come to me because I am putting good energy out there. Would a narcissist pull over to help a woman? Let's ask chat this. I remember one time I was driving my wife to a after the funeral, the recession or whatever you call it, where we go back to the house and we were having like there was some catering food there and whatnot. And on the way there, it was a bad snowstorm. There was like 3 feet of snow, and I saw some old woman walking in the snow. And obviously, we were trying to get to this dinner for my wife's grandma that passed away. But seeing this old woman, I I wanted to stop to see if she would need a ride. So I pulled over to the side, and the wife's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, We have plenty of time. I'm going to see if this woman is right." She freaked out on me. You don't know her. Why would you even help her? Blah, like just going off. And I guess in this situation, am I a narcissist?
Well, let's break that down a little bit. What you did, wanting to help someone you saw struggling in a snowstorm, doesn't sound like a narcissistic thing at all. In fact, it sounds more like a compassionate impulse to help a stranger. Narcissism typically involves a lot of self centeredness and a lack of empathy for others, and what you described is basically the opposite. Now, it does sound like there was a bit of a clash between you and your wife on how to handle that moment. She might have been focused on the family event and was maybe just stressed or overwhelmed, but wanting to offer help to someone in need is not really a sign of narcissism. It's actually kind of kind hearted.
So what about, those that call me a narcissist? Could they be projecting? Because I believe that the way she handled things, and I'm not saying that my wife is a narcissist. I know she is compassionate and she has feelings, but tendencies. And I know I have some narcissistic tendencies. I am confident in myself. I am somewhat egotistical, and maybe that is somewhat of a front to protect myself, as my counselor says, whatever it may be. But I do have some narcissistic tendencies. And I would say, in this situation, I think it highlights my compassion, absolutely, and my empathy for others. But my wife, it's not focused on the time strain. It's she doesn't like being embarrassed. Like it's people around us looking at us and seeing us doing this, and this woman not knowing us, and maybe we look like like she's so worried about how everybody perceives us. That is that narcissism at any degree?
It's a really helpful question, and honestly, you're doing a great job of being pretty self aware here. A lot of us do have little tendencies that might lean toward ego or self protection, and that doesn't automatically make someone a narcissist in the clinical or, the really harmful sense. What you're describing about your wife, being very concerned about how others perceive both of you or the situation, could be more about social anxiety or just a kind of social self consciousness. It's not necessarily narcissism. Narcissism is usually more about a persistent pattern of entitlement, lack of empathy, and a constant need for admiration. Being worried about social judgment is something a lot of people feel, and it can come from a place of insecurity rather than some narcissism. So, in short, it sounds like you were being empathetic, and maybe she was just feeling socially anxious or worried about the context. It doesn't make either of you a narcissist, it just makes you both human.
Yeah, and to me, I just it's that argument of how bad I am and how toxic and abusive I am when I feel dismissed constantly. My concerns are like, seriously, if I'm upset and I say, hey, we need to deal with this now, she just shuts down. Even though she knows it needs to be dealt with, she doesn't want to deal with it. So she avoids it. She shuts down no matter what level of the conflict. And I do believe that that's where things have to, like, I'm sorry. I just, sorry, not sorry. I love her to death. I'm not going to sit here and play this game. I want us to realign, figure shit out, and move forward. It's ridiculous to me.
Absolutely. That does sound like a frustrating cycle. And I think a lot of couples go through these moments where one person really wants to address things head on, and the other person maybe copes by avoiding or shutting down. It's not necessarily about who's the
She
bad
has
guy.
moved out, and like, she's not here. Like, I mean, she's literally on her way here right now. We are going to, you know, be around each other and continue to be around each other a lot. And this weekend, she's having one of her serious avoidant meltdowns, as I call them. I don't know if that's healthy or not. But bottom line is I'm going to wait out the storm because I know it will pass, and I have to stay strong. And it's so hard because I am dying over here, trying to keep everything afloat and be that rock. And I need things too.
Yeah, I hear you. That is a lot to carry, and it's completely okay to acknowledge that you have needs too. Being a strong one or the rock doesn't mean you don't need support or that you don't feel the weight of everything. It's tough when someone you love is having a hard time and the dynamic gets to a place where you feel like you're just waiting it out. And it's also okay to say that you need some steadiness and some help on your end too. So, just acknowledging that is a good first step. And if you both can eventually have a conversation when things are calmer, just to say, hey, I need a little support too, that might help. But for now, it's okay to just take a breath and recognize that you're doing your best and you have needs that matter as well.
Alright. Enough of being out here and putting all my shit out here on the web.
Totally understood. It's a lot to share, and
I wasn't talking to you. You back the fuck off. Come on now. Oh. Alright. Alright, fuckers. I'll be back later this evening. Keep it heavy. Keep it real. Peace.